7th, 2024. Hope you all are doing well. Just give folks another minute or so to jump in. It has been very busy and things are looking good. All right. First off, big shout to everybody for the memes and for jumping in on things. And I think we're getting a lot more pickup on social just over the past couple of weeks. Some of it's probably the Google stuff, but also I think a bunch of it too is just folks being more active online. I'm seeing people saying they're trying Brave out. I'm seeing people saying, they're trying Brave Search out too, which is super cool. And on a lot of those threads, I look down and see like that a lot of you all have been replying on them and stuff like that. So super cool to see. I really appreciate everything everybody's doing on the daily around this stuff. Yeah, and the other thing, as far as events and things go, I haven't done a ton the past week or so. I've got some stats together for Guillermo that I'm going to share with him in a couple hours for the meme coin stuff. I know that he'll probably talk about that on his on their presentation today, but super excited looking at that. Yeah, I don't know. Is Jenny here yet? I don't see Jenny here yet.
She's got a barking dog to deal with, so she'll be a little.
How are you doing, my man?
I'm absolutely knackered, but feeling good. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm all right, man. I'm all right. The memes have been really great, man. Like really cool ones.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the one that I think it's on the ambassador's like profile now, where it has people's heads on top of the people in the room. It's really good.
Oh yeah. I do like a good collage.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. It's fantastic. Cool. Let's see here. What else we got going? All right. Let's see here. What about Telegram, huh, guys? Holy crap.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, it's rough.
Don't go to France.
Can't go to France, can't go to England.
I know. What the hell, man? Like, what are you going to do? How's this affecting your travel plans?
I'll just go on a boat, I'll be all right. or I'll go to Asia and no one will know who I am there. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, some cool stuff too. I mean, like, I know that we released the bring your own model stuff for Leo, but I think it's gotten more and more pickup too as it's rolled out to the other channels. It's been pretty awesome to see. And then there was a good tweet about the related website set stuff that Chrome's doing. I don't know. They just keep making things more and more tricky for everybody's privacy. But I think that's a good one to check out from the team. Also, too, like, would love to be tweeting more from the attention token count. So if there's stuff you guys want me to tweet out, hit me up on the side about that because I'm starting to tweet more from that account. Somehow have access.
All my memes.
Bring them. I also did I did a recording a while ago with Andrew Forte for Andrew Asks How his podcast that got released last week. There's an episode out for that. If folks haven't checked it out, please feel free to. Getting a ton of leads back from Rare Evo. I think Drew and Jenny will probably talk about that a little more, but it's been awesome to see people excited about that. And yeah, lots of things happening right now. But check and see here. Yeah, we got some good write-ups too. All right, yeah. Who's got the hand up?
Me.
Oh, hey, Jenny.
Hi. So sorry I'm late, everybody. I am dog sitting again, and the little doggy has been so quiet all day long. Like I almost forgot she was here at some point because she was just passed out in her little bed beside me. But in the last like 15 minutes, she's been like climbing up on my chair and just being like, so I had to take her out. So I apologize that I'm a little bit late, but let's get going with the deck, shall we? Okay, so we're going to start off with some community highlights. So I just want to remind everybody that we still have a Bat and Brave meme contest ongoing. It will end, I believe, next week, the 3rd of September. I think that's next week. Tuesday, September 3rd, where we will announce the 4 top memes and the creators of those memes on the community call. Each winner will receive 200 BAT, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, we've received some pretty funny submissions so far that we're excited about. I think BatEarn put some on the next slide, so we'll share them in just a second. But this is your reminder that you still have a week to enter the meme contest. If you would like to do that, do it, because it's fun for you and it's fun for us and it's fun for everyone on X. And not only is it fun, but it also helps us go viral online, which is great. So it's like, helps us out with promotion and marketing. And it's just a jolly good time. So put your memes into the contest thread if you haven't done so already. The only rule is that they must be original. Other than that, you're free to do whatever you like. And if Belladone or someone else doesn't beat me to it, I will drop the link to the contest in the chat as soon as I'm done speaking. Here are some submissions so far. I think the one by Bows has like over 120 upvotes on Reddit, which is pretty crazy. And of course, many likes and retweets on X. People are really loving them. In particular, I really like the, the one on the top left because it's so true. It just hits so hard. And then of course, Bows's meme is great. They're all great. Namjiang makes what am I saying? Namjiang just pumps them out. I don't know how they do it, but they're always great. So yeah, it's not too late to enter. Just like the gifts say, it's never too late. Well, on the 3rd, it'll be too late, but for now, there's still time. All right, moving on. I wanted to let everybody know that we are seeking testers for self-custody, Brave Rewards, BAT payouts via Solana. As you all know, we announced this a little while ago. Some of you have been helping us test. We were collecting payment IDs to whitelist, Brave Rewards payment IDs to whitelist, but then we paused to allow for the team to make some infrastructure upgrades to the system. But now that has all been resolved and we are ready to bring in some new testers. So if you missed your opportunity to sign up last time, we now have a new form that you can fill out. It's a block survey form. Hopefully someone can link it in the chat while I'm speaking, but if not, I'll put it in a moment. And I also wanted to let you all know that if you added your name to the Google Sheet that we had last time, but you did not receive an invite via your browser to test self-custody Brave Rewards payouts via Solana, hang in there. Some people from the last batch didn't get whitelisted because we had to pause invites. So if you didn't get whitelisted, but your name is already down somewhere, your payment ID is already down, we'll make sure that you do get whitelisted. And if you also haven't signed up yet, then there's a new avenue for you to do that. Okay, and then last thing for me today, I believe, is our BAT ambassadors were asking me on our Monday sync if I could do one final referral stats update for this season 3 referral campaign. So for anybody new or anybody who's watching the broadcast on X and might have no idea what I'm talking about, we did a pilot referral campaign with our BAT ambassadors from season 3, so last season. We had about 40 people participating. Each of them got their own unique Brave browser download QR code, and we tasked them with, bringing new users to Brave. That's part of the job. The role as a BAT ambassador is to, champion BAT and Brave regionally. And a lot of these folks, they do in real life events. They go to conferences, they go to hackathons, they organize meetups where they can talk about BAT and Brave. They obviously talk about it and promote it among their personal, their circle, among family and friends. And so we wanted to see what we could achieve by giving our ambassadors these referral codes. And I had been providing updates periodically over the past almost year. We started this in September of last year, and we officially ended 3 or 4 months ago, the campaign, but I kind of just left it open while we were in the transition between season 3 and season 4 of BAT Ambassadors. And so I wanted to give one final update with the most up-to-date numbers on sort of like the overage of new referrals that our ambassadors have been making, even though they haven't really counted toward our campaign goal, because our campaign goal for the first 9 months of the campaign was to hit 250 new conversions. So that is 250 new Brave users, or people who downloaded Brave and started using it for at least a period of 30 days. At that point, we consider somebody a convert. And so we had already smashed that goal. And so now, the rest is gravy. So this is what I'm about to show you right now. Hopefully that was clear. So here's our final season 3 referral campaign update. So since the last time we checked in, since the last time I gave y'all an update, cumulatively, our BAT ambassadors have driven over 16,000 downloads on their QR codes. Of that number, I know it's great, right? Of that number, 776 people have actually gone ahead and opened it. And then of those people, 416 people have used Brave for at least 30 days and are probably still using it now. So that's a really, really big deal. That's like not a small figure at all. We weren't expecting to hit anywhere near this number. When we set out to launch this referral pilot, I was expecting like maybe 100 conversions over the course of the 9 months. We set the targets high. I think we started at 200, and then we moved the target to 250 when we saw that our ambassadors had brought in over 200 conversions. But I've been consistently surprised by the numbers over the course of the campaign. And I mean, I've been surprised, but not surprised at the same time, because when I look at what our ambassadors are doing, when I see photos and I receive the feedback, and we talk about the events that they're doing and attending, and you see that they're out in the field, and so they're just bringing in results to match that. I don't know if I'm being very articulate right now, but what I'm trying to say is I'm incredibly impressed. So if we're going to look at the 250 conversion target, today we're at 166% of that goal achieved. So we've like smashed it, and now we're just going around the ring. We're just doing victory laps at this point. So I just want to give a big thank you to all of our ambassadors who took part in the pilot campaign last season. And I hope that it was successful enough, and I really think that it was, that the Brave team will be impressed, and that they will support us doing a new campaign with our season 4 ambassadors. And I just wanted to throw in this next slide to kind of give you guys a visual of what 416 people looks like, because I think it's like, you can look at a number on the screen, and I don't know about you all, but I'm definitely a visual person, and so this was really helpful for me. So I pulled these pictures from these 2 different websites. The one on the left was a website that like helps you visualize crowd sizes. So this is a crowd of 500 people. So just a little less than that is what you guys brought in, our ambassadors, in terms of new Brave users. So That's amazing. And congratulations. That's huge. That's like a whole auditorium full of people. And then on the right hand side here, we just have some Sims that this image is from like a crowd density and crowd safety risk analysis website, but I thought it was still helpful. So I don't know. For me, that really puts things into perspective, and it makes what we're doing here feel real, and it for me, it just helps me feel the impact a little bit more. So again, thank you. There's nothing else I can say other than thank you. And I'm so excited for this next season of ambassadors. We have quite a few veterans left behind from the last season who are still with us, and we're bringing in new members every day to the program. So I'm so eager to see what we can do together over this next this upcoming year. So thank you again, sincerely.
The truth is how many people there are and how many people have converted. And it's like Luke saying, then they tell a friend, then they tell a friend, and just an ongoing circle that'll never stop. And those 400 people can be very likely be 2,000 people by the end of the year, if not more. So it's very astonishing.
Those
Exactly.
those 400 are like 30-day confirmed, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
I know. It actually is so awesome. That's why I keep harping on it, because it really can't be. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how actually amazing that is. And like Guillermo was saying, like Luke was saying in chat, even though I haven't seen it yet, is that there are network effects from this stuff, right? So yeah, like you all are actually making a tangible difference in our user base, and helping us transform the web. Your impacts are real. I'm not finding the words to articulate this well enough, but I just hope you all know that we appreciate you so much, and we're just grateful to have y'all around.
Right. So as you can see, I'm back from vacation. We can move on to the next slide, so I don't have to look at my stupid face. Jenny, thank you. So we'll talk a little bit about Echo. There's a lot of planning that still needs to be done and some things that still need to be done. But we're in a perfect route to have it on the 25 that was initially planned. Everything is going very, very smoothly. So right now we're just planning and touching the last things and making sure that we can advertise everything on time to make as much noise as this issue deserves. Next slide, thank you. So on the 25th, there will be the release of Echo, the third issue, which will be around meme coins. Sometime in September, it's something that we're still discussing, is our partnership with Shrapnel, which will allow you to receive a free NFT that will unlock a free weapon skin within Shrapnel, which is a Web3 game. And then in October, we'll do the Battober as we do every year. And I want to do something special for this year. I want to go back and instead of just making content, actually make it as NFTs. And since we have Echo, which allows everyone to receive NFTs for free, I think it would be a fantastic idea to merge the two. Not only that, but I know that Crypto Rule Resistance has been asking for a long time for some presence on Rumble. And one of the things that I'm thinking of is live streaming some of the process of these artworks I'll be creating during the duration of October. So that is something exciting that I'm looking forward to. However, I still haven't started planning this yet. This will be something that I'll plan more carefully on September so we can have smooth sail the same way we're having with Echo. October and November, we're still looking for new collaborations. There are a couple ideas that I currently have, but I still have to talk to some projects in order to just keep adding more NFT to utility and hopefully integrate more bad use cases. I was looking through like the bad community messages today, and there were like still a bunch of bad utility cases, which are just very interesting to look at. I shared one today, which was about, actually, let me read it so I know exactly the name. Travala.com. Travala.com basically allows you to do like book activities, hotels, flights, everything with BAT, which I thought was really, really cool. And they were promoting they can have like rent motorbikes or rent quad bikes, and you can go on and, like radical activity and buy all that with BAT, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, next slide, please, Jenny. So this is going back and circling back to Echo. Why are we doing these things on Echo, and what is the importance of Echo? So one of the things that I want to showcase is close to that week, we'll very likely be able to boost a lot of engagement on our socials. This includes Bad Community account and the Attention Token account. Since the projects that we're featuring, some of them have agreed to do some cross promotion, and a lot of them have very high following. So this will be very, very cool to see. It will very likely make a big impact, and at least that's what we're looking forward to. Raise awareness for coins that are featured. Since Echo has its own audience of 100,000 people, or very close to 100,000 people, those coins will also have a very good presence, and just a very good advertisement around them. Not only that, but we always have some house ads running for Echo, which we already programmed at least one for. I'll not say the date, because if it changes, then it will be bad. But it's close to the release, and these will also bring more eyes to the coins that are featured and to this issue itself. And the last thing is, like Luke was saying in the beginning of this call, we plan on doing an article. It will be the first house ad that will run as an article, just showcasing the importance of having meme coins advertise it, of just showcasing meme coins and the success that some of them had by advertising on Brave, and the importance of Brave in Web3, and how it can bring more users as well as more holders. So it's something that I'm very excited to read. I haven't had the opportunity to read it yet, but I know Luke will send me afterwards or sometime in this week. This is just to showcase the amount of numbers that the projects featured actually have, like as close to 2,000, Woof as close to 50,000, Harry Potter Obama Sonic Taninu as over 40,000, Guac 20,000, and Woofy way over 600,000, approaching 700,000. So this is just some examples. We have more coins that will be featured, so it will bring more users and more communities to have eyes on our Echo and everything that we talk in it. So something that I'm honestly very, very excited about. And I think the next slide is about sponsored images. Yes, there will also be sponsored images for this. I'll try to create some that are artistically as good as the prior editions, in my opinion. So I'll try to keep that standard. Um, and yeah, it's something that I'm very excited. Hopefully, we'll surpass 100,000 followers with these house ads, and things are going really, really smoothly, which I'm very proud of. Oh, and I'm catching up on DMs on X. So if you have on the Bad Community account on X, so if you have sent a message there and haven't gotten a reply, I'll try to get back to you, unless you had sent it before a certain date, and then I'll probably not see it. So if I don't get back to you this week, feel free to send another message. That's it from my end. Thank you.
It's me, Wolf. All right. So we invite everyone who demonstrated interest in becoming a BAT ambassador into the server and gave them a rank for Tarshay. We were doing like interviews, and it was just taking so long, and it felt like we were losing a bit of momentum. So I thought it was just better to get everyone in. Plus, there's kind of like an overlap between people who like to chatter in Discord and people who don't like to chat via voice. So we thought we'd get into that cohort a bit. I've been raining hard on X, letting everyone know Brave is the best browser and you should be earning BAT. And to echo Luke here, it's been amazing seeing everyone just out on the field, just liking, retweeting, memeing, commenting. In the case of Keith, writing them essays. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Like I even got someone literally telling me they'd installed it right then from the search, because there's so much stuff going on in space at the moment with privacy and browsers and searches and AI and everything. It's just so many good opportunities. Just let people know that there's alternatives to the big ones. Yeah, that's that side. I've got the Africans next. So an update from the African ambassadors. Stan attended NFT Africa and Nairobi Innovation Tech Week. He'll be on a panel with F Safari in mid-September. I've got he's got a little the panel thing there. They were going to change. They had his proper name on there, so I changed it to the one we know him as.
Pattern, you forgot the best photo. You didn't include the best photo of Stan with his Brave shirt wearing his suit. He looked
Oh,
so.
did I miss that one?
I'll have to tweet
Well,
that one out. I need to tweet about this event anyway.
I
But
might have took that one out to get the F Safari one on.
darn. We'll
But
share it on X. It's a great
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
I love
So we're
it.
still working.
I love it says Stan the Man on this thing, by the way.
Yeah. It had his full name on it. So, and he's like, "Oh, they're going to edit it for me." I was like, "Oh no, I'll edit for you. I'll edit it for you, and then you can send it to him." So yeah, we're still working out the core DAO details with iMac and Exodus, and Godson's moved to Africa now, so I'm really excited to have him on the GM team. It's going to be me, G, and Godson there in the morning. Jenny's going to turn up. Everything's going to be done. We're like, sorry, Jenny, we're going to bed now. But yeah, that's that slide. Over to Paula.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely day. So now for the LATAM Ambassadors update, Wilfredo from Colombia attended the Blockchain Summit LATAM conference in Bogota a couple of weeks ago. And this event is one of the most significant in the crypto and blockchain industry in LATAM. So Wilfredo focused on promoting Braid and Bad, creating awareness and adoption in the region, networking, and also making strategic connections with different projects and companies in the blockchain ecosystem, and education and outreach. So he participating in panels and discussions to educate the audience on the importance of privacy with Brave. And now for activities and achievements, of course, he did brand representation in different sessions and panels, like I said, explaining how Brave and Bad are redefining digital advertising and online privacy. So he talked about Bad's reward system and all the benefits of the browser. Also, he made strategic connections with some projects and influencers, including Energy, which is a clean energy project using blockchain for sustainable investments. Truebit, which is a cryptocurrency platform in Latin America. Looper Multiverse, a decentralized platform transforming interactions between artists, gamers, and fans. And Marciano Phone, who is it looks like a very popular tech YouTuber and influencer in Latin America. He has, I believe, more than 2 million subscribers. So that's very good. But yeah, Wilfredo's participation, I would say, was very successful in making strong connections and helping us to expand. Actually, most of the attendees were already Brave users, like always. So the comments or questions were mostly out of curiosity, like our plants in Colombia and the region. And they were very excited to see the brand there, like every single event. So that's very, very nice. And well, from that, we'll just continue exploring opportunities with these projects. I already started some conversations with them, so we'll see if we can build something together and beneficial for both of us. So we'll see. Next slide, please. And here are some pictures from the event, some with attendees, the stage for the panels, and a couple of projects, including Looper Multiverse on the right. So shout out to Wilfredo for his amazing work there. He's been a Brave and Bad ambassador and enthusiast from day one, so it's amazing to see him doing great things after all these years. Thank you. But as you can see, today is all about Wilfredo. So this entire week, he will be at the Colombia Tech Week, which is an event for startups, VCs, and investors corporates, and global tech communities. And in this occasion, they chose Colombia as a key center for investment and innovation. So Wilfredo will be there to, of course, promote Brave and Bad, network and make connections, and yeah. And these are some of the brands that will be present, including Microsoft, Binance, Forbes Colombia, Bloomberg Linea, Deal, and so many more like big companies globally known, and a lot very popular in Latam. So again, shout out to Wilfredo. And next week I'll share some photos and more details about his participation there. And finally, so I wanted to share a little bit of what X has been these days for Brave. So yesterday we found some tweets and took advantage of that to promote Brave, and the responses and replies were super, super positive. We received so much love comments for Brave, and these screenshots don't even cover the entire amount of replies we got, but it all came not only, all of these comments and replies not only came from the community and the ambassadors, but shout out to them, of course, but from a lot of, from true, honest, and I would say loyal, very loyal users who just love the product and want to share it with the world. For example, that photo about the best browser for Android on the right, and every reply was like, Brave is the only option, Brave 100%. There was one I found hilarious because it was like, no like, just because the Brave browser is not there, and comments like those. And today my ex had too many notifications about that, and I thought it was important to share it with you, because that means all of us as a community and company are doing something right. So that's amazing, and thank you all for that. And that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
That wraps it up for us, and that was awesome. Thank you for sharing, Paula. Shout out to Wilfredo, and I know Donatello is also doing some great work for Latam, and we're going to have some updates from him coming soon. But also, thank you for sharing all the chatter that we're seeing on X, all the positive chatter around Brave, and I completely agree with you. I think it means that we are doing something right as a team, designing a product that people enjoy using, and then also as a community. So thank you all. Back to you, Luke.
Thank you very much. Awesome deck this week. Really cool to see all the stuff going on in Latam, see Stan the Man in the conferences too. And we had some supporting media that we were running to. Look at that. Oh, wow. That is an image. Look at that. Oh my God. That's fantastic. That jacket is on fire. Fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, I think it was super cool. And also, Keith, I will check out my DMs right after this too. Same goes for anybody else who's been trying to get a hold. It's been pretty heads down this week. Yeah, so I think, really cool to see all the activity on X, and it feels like we're definitely getting some tailwinds on the the momentum around a lot of these things that are happening, where people are kind of giving things a second look, whether it's kind of Google with the Manifest v3 stuff that, hurting ad blocking, or even some of the other stuff that we're putting out there, or even things like this, arrests and people kind of rethinking, gosh, these governments really want to get a hold of what you're thinking about. And then, other things too, obviously, that are happening in a broader sense. But I think we're going to be picking up more and more momentum as we go forward to a lot of it, because we just, more and more people are finding out about Brave, and also things like, this bring your own model stuff that been introduced. I know it's kind of a niche, but it's a loud niche, and it's kind of getting us out there and differentiated. I think that's one of the neat things about working on something like Brave, is where you can bring things that touch everybody. Like, everybody wants the ad blocking stuff on YouTube, playback experience is really nice. But then on the other end of things too, like, if you think about like a lot of the stuff people get concerned about around with AI and other things like that are around like having it too centralized, having it too few names that are control of too many things. And this bring your own model concept is like pretty awesome because it shows you how like commoditized a lot of these LLMs and are becoming over time. And for users it's great because too, like if you want to really go hot with the live ammo, you can see a path where we can help you get there, which is super cool. And I think it's pretty important for this technology moving forward. But I think a lot of people are starting to see that too, or maybe they didn't recognize that we even had an AI thing, and then they see something like that and are talking about it. So these are just things I'm noticing out here. But yeah, and like I said too, on the reward side, I mean, like we put out another over 1 million captchas out there to people. Several 100,000 have replied back to answer them and get the invites for the on-chain rewards. We're going to keep rolling out more and more. As Jenny said too in her slides, we're reopening up submissions too for people that want to jump in. So Jenny, remind me what's the best way that people can reach out to get on that list?
Yes, so Belladone dropped our form that folks can fill out in the chat, but I'll drop it here again. So all they have to do is fill this out and they will get on the list.
Perfect. And then, because I know that's something other people want to be brought into there. But I think with that option, more and more people that have been pinging us that want to get into it, we can get them onto it as we go too. But, lots of things happening on this front. And I think too, the other kind of wild card out there is like how a lot of these antitrust shakeups happen, whether it's in Europe where they might be presenting Brave to people as a browser, and then still seeing what's happening with Google out here in the US and how that shakes out. So it all the interesting things, a lot of dystopia coming to life right now, and super bullish that we've got folks here and everywhere talking about Brave and trying to show that we're delivering something different to the market. And also too, I mean, like seeing just a lot of you guys like going out there, like it's been cool because the past few weeks, we're jumping in saying, look, like, let's get out there more. And I'm seeing it, like you all are really getting out there, and I'm seeing you guys like kind of bouncing stuffs off each other in chat and kind of like, helping to fill gaps and stuff. It's super cool to see. And I'm really stoked seeing a bunch of new faces too with ambassadors. Really cool to see people getting active and, and reaching out and working together. It's awesome to see. So, we've got a few things in the hopper too. We're working on a pretty major roadmap update and some additional things I think you guys are going to get super excited about, which we'll leak some alpha maybe on the next call around as we form it up a bit more. But I think it's a lot of things that folks have been kind of wanting to do or have more of a say in things or get more, momentum going on your own. Some of these changes will be pretty cool for that. But a lot of like major stuff we've been doing internally too on looking at like the next, 2 to 3 years, what we really want to do with Brave and Bat and growing Brat too, especially like beyond, the current implementation. So been working a lot with Chris on some brainstorming there and getting some more items out there too. And also been working with Radom on some interesting things that we might be able to do with them as well. So a bunch of stuff in the hopper. But with that said, I will open it up for questions. If folks have questions and they want to jump right in with the questions, or if there's anything you guys want to talk about. There's a lot going on. I know this Telegram stuff's got a lot of people spooked or wondering or questioning things, but we're here to take any Q&A. Or we can just talk about, I don't know, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Are you excited for Civilization 7?
Did you go back to the UK yet?
No, I'm not going back to the UK.
Okay, got it. Bows, how you doing, man?
I'm going to go. What's your favorite Final Fantasy game?
What was that?
What's your favorite Final Fantasy game?
Oh, Final Fantasy game. I don't know, man. I haven't played Final Fantasy in a long time, man.
I just knew you were a fan, but actually I have a something Brave related. I wanted to report. So
I was gonna say 7 too. I see Banner mentioned 7. That's just because the number I felt most confident in saying out loud, like because I haven't touched it in so long since 7. But
you could say 6, 8, 10, others maybe.
well,
Anyway,
Final Fantasies ended when I had kids, and then I think now my Final Fantasy is that they make it with other limbs in life, and I think it'll be good.
I was going to say, yeah. So one thing I've noticed in the last month or two is Brave Mobile on Android, like the bottom bar where you have like tab groups. It seems like it glitches out some. Like sometimes it'll just randomly stay up when you're browsing, which is annoying. Sometimes it will be unresponsive until you like exit out and exit back into the application or minimize and re-maximize. So I've been seeing like a decent amount of issues with that. I don't know if anyone else on the call has experienced that, but I've been having that. It's actually pretty annoying. I just haven't found a good way to kind of report it.
Let me yeah, no, that's good. The stuff I've seen, what was it, maybe version or 2 ago, I was running into an issue where like tabs were like bugging out for me on Android, and then it seemed like we fixed it on one after that. But I'm just jotting this down here right now on this, because I know we're also shipping a update that's going to add in additional search options too on Android that we have on iOS, and I'm going to see if this might be related to that. So thanks for that, Bows.
No problem.
And heroic work on Reddit, by the way. I'm just kind of skimming through. It's fantastic.
Yeah, people actually responding positively to memes on the Brave subreddit. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, man? It's incredible. Yeah, I was pulling up some stats. I'll share some of them now. I think since we got him on the phone, here. I was kind of blown away. I was aggregating up the stats from these meme coin pilots we ran, and this doesn't include some of the media ones that we ran too, because I know we ran some with the DGods guys for the D Weekly and for H3 for their trailers and stuff like that, and then for Zcash Media. So this doesn't include that stuff, but for the meme coin pilots we ended up running them for 6 different projects. We ran a total of 31 million impressions for them over the last quarter, it's funny because these campaigns were like not even like huge either. Like they were pretty small size, but the click-through rates we got on these were pretty impressive too. So we averaged around 3.3% on these, which is pretty neat to see. But I'm gonna send Guillermo a whole brief on this that he can cherry pick from for the Echo magazine. But yeah, Cripple Resistance, I see you got a hand up.
Yeah, is there any new numbers on the billboards that we were doing?
Yeah, so I'm working on getting some of those from. I met with Shez from marketing before this call, and she said that they were just about getting. They were meeting with the agency on that stuff right now. So I'm going to see if I can get some for next week's call. I know that was important for folks here. Let me work on that. Getting that make a note. Yeah, that thing about Travala was cool too. I forgot about that. Let's see here. Billboard metric. What else do you guys want to talk about? We got 16 minutes. It's August. End of August. Anybody? Guillermo?
If you want to change, let's say you are with Uphold for Brave Rewards, if you want to change for another provider or even for on-chain rewards, is it possible to do it on the same profile, or will I be obliged to make a new profile?
I think you got to do it on a new profile right now, is the current understanding. I can double check with Chris on this, but I'm pretty sure he'll tell me that. And then I know that once we get that full release done, they want to do make it so that it's easier to toggle from one to the other.
Even for Gemini and Uphold, for example?
I'm not sure about custodian to custodian, but like I think going on chain is probably better anyway. But I'm like really trying to kind of like drive it home. There's a bunch of stuff that we just need to simplify and clean up. Like I was talking to Chris about it because I was like, I've been doing a lot of these conversations internally where I'll go to a stakeholder and I'm sitting here and I'm like, look, like I'm like, look, tell me exactly how you deal with this in this process, right? Whether it's a specific, payout flow or whatever, and then I'll get this like page of feedback back, and I'm like, all right, let's rework this whole thing. Like, how can we simplify this down so that like it doesn't, like, for example, like the cross custodial situation, right? It's like a total it was like we designed it for like one custodian and then we started adding more and it just got more and more complex from there. And now you got this on chain stuff and it's like, look, everybody, like what does this look like when we prioritize it for on chain first and then work backwards from that? Because that's realistically like how it should go. And so there's a bunch of these kinds of like cleanup, like where can we like unbolt junk and clean up tech debt and these types of things. And this is one case that it needs to get a lot cleaner on. It should be more or less like, look, like here's my address instead of like custodian A, custodian B, custodian C, or whatever, right? Like, and it should be easier to just kind of like hop from one to the other. Or from a creator perspective, like, you should just be able to assign a bunch of things and on setup to your creator profile and have that kind of be your source of truth to the system. But we're doing a bunch of scoping and work in that and saying, look, like how much actual use are some of these things getting? Like, where should we rethink how some of these things work so that we can dive into other use cases too, right? Like, we've got a bunch of new things here with the browser, whether it's like building the index or, now you've got actual like commerce partners that support, tokens like BAT, etc. Like, where can we work better reward schemes in? Where can we work better utility cases for BAT? Like, where can we make BAT more versatile in a multi-chain space? Especially now where you've got like a lot of stuff happening with stablecoin. I don't know if you guys saw like the MakerDAO's got rebranded to Sky or whatever, and all these transitions are happening and you're starting to see kind of, okay, if your stablecoin deals with treasuries at all, you're putting, locking mechanism, freezing mechanisms on things and stuff like that. I mean, I think that, BAT has got this really great opportunity as being this kind of attention token of kind of being that proxy between you and a private transaction, between you and another network, et cetera. And so, anyway, long-winded answer, but I think right now is the time we really need to like, kick off junk and kick the tires and triple check what we're doing and make sure that we're like, using our time most effectively with this stuff and taking advantage of the opportunity that's in front of us. And I think there's been so many cool things that have happened between, just over time, right? Like if you look at, this ability we have with the search index, like if we can work rewarding building the index into the model, like let's do it. Like if we can work in ways to use BAT with AI, let's do it. Like there's a lot of things that we can be doing and should be doing, and some of this is stuff that's kind of roadmapped out in some of the Leo roadmap or whatever, but realistically, like let's work on areas where we are going to be able to like drive value for the company and value for the mission and getting this into a lot more hands of people. But yeah, so I think what was that? So Siri, you have a hand up. Oh, I see you just added this.
Yeah, originally I had it up just to give the answer when he was asking is no, you don't have to create a new browser profile, but we do have to go into rewards and reset that, which puts the rewards back to like we just had a new profile, and then you can go ahead and connect to whatever. But if you don't mind, I will segue into a different topic real quick.
Yeah.
When we are talking about the indexing and everything, do you know if we are going to expand on that anytime soon? Like, we still have a lot of people asking how to index their websites, for example, if you know, or people who have their websites on Brave Search are having issues where links are expired or information is incorrect, and it's incredibly difficult for anybody to submit that information or try to get it updated.
Yeah, I can find out around. I know around the web discovery stuff with rewards. I've seen some mock-ups for that recently. I know they're actively working on incorporating that part into it. On resubmitting or updating the index, I don't have a ton of info on that yet, but I can take that back and try and get a better update for you on that.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Cripple Resistance, you got a hand up.
Yes, it's Brave. I'm disappointed that the people don't give as much back as you thought it would like to do the triangle, but people don't give up their back as easily as you thought it would.
I think that I don't want to speak for everybody here, but they're part of this is getting it in front of people, right? Like, and part of it's like motivational around like my self-interest versus altruistic things, right? Like, I think one thing that's really surprised me has been that people really want to support Brave a lot more than I thought, which it sounds weird because I work here, but you know, we saw when we even had the ability for people to like tip us on the search engine, right? Like, people were doing that a lot. Like, and even if I started to look at aggregate numbers, like compared to some of the other creators, like people want to support Brave, which is fantastic because I think that, you know, a lot of what we're doing is resonating with people. I think with other creators, I think it kind of comes down to like, you know, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I think so, if you talk to some people inside the org, it was like our whole mission is to like help support creators, right? Like, and build out, you know, build out like a new future for creators, which is admirable, but also like, you know, creators are having to adapt too, right? Like, even with how they do spots on their, you know, shows and how publishers advertise and all these other things. I think like a lot of it really is like, you know, I don't know. Like, I think, you know, you look at a pie chart, you know, how often are people donating to causes, right? Like, it's kind of a similar altruistic bend on it. And you know, we have the auto contribute enabled for folks that are linked, and you know, a lot of people keep that on. But like the tipping part was a surprise. I think, you know, seeing people thought that more people do that, but I don't think that's specific to Brave either. I think that happens in a lot of places too, where it's kind of part of those things where people really want people to be more charitable than they actually are. But it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of people are also just wanting to hodl too, or, you know, use it for other things. Right. So I think listening to that part of the market, it's important, right? Like, and I think for us, it's like, look, like if you're a rewards user, if you're earning BAT, like let's put that to work on getting you a better deal on something somewhere, you know, whether it's our products or some partner service or something like that.
Well, people do want value, you know, and I mean, it is a currency, but I think a lot of people also see it as a type of value store, and that's a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too.
Yeah, and these things ebb and flow too with like the market, right? Like everybody's got like 50 ideas in a bull market, right? And in a bear market, people are just kind of like behaving differently. I mean, we even see this with in general, even when bull cycles, right? Where like last bull cycle is like extremely retail heavy. Everyone's getting stimmies and all this stuff. And this time it's like not so much like that. People are like kind of feeling like another shoe's going to drop in. It's like, well, we'll see. I mean, like, you know, conditions are different. But yeah, I think that what we're trying to do here is just get it in many people's hands as possible and keep growing the browser, keep growing, the use of the token, different ways we can use it, get other dApps to use it, get it out there. And I think that's why there's so much focus on the on-chain part of this. If we can get this out there and get past a bunch of these like hurdles that we've found ourselves in over the past few years with these, custodial hiccups and other things like that, like we can get this out there and get it way more regular use.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sean L, you seem new. How's it going, Sean L?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I am. I've never joined before.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So I guess I was just wondering, so recently Truth Social had announced that they were going to start integrating a TV app into their app. And then now there's some rumors around, same thing for Twitter, and X is going to start launching that. Is there an idea or possibility that there will be some ability or maybe try to integrate with some of these companies so that BAT can work with these live video feeds or even just with video in general? Because I feel like if a lot of people opted in to those types of programs, BAT would kind of just fulfill its own goals without any actual intervention from the user, and they can just kind of opt in and say, all right, they'll do this from now on, and they'll probably set it and forget it.
I think that's like a really, really great point. And I think that's part of kind of why we're trying to look at things a little bit differently now, right? Like where if you've got creators that can have an easier way to like connect to all these platforms, or say like, hey, I'm on Rumble here, I'm on Truth here, I'm on, YouTube here, etc. And then, we have this playlist feature where as users are browsing, they can just add these players to their playlist or whatever, right? Like we have this ability to kind of like house a lot of this stuff. And I think that's kind of where the focus is now, is like, look, like instead of trying to like do all this heavy lifting to integrate one platform into a existing thing, let's just make it so it's easier for creators to just put everywhere where they're at and focus that onto like an on-chain address or some other easier mechanism that connects the rest of the web to that creator's value better. And I think it's one of those lessons we learned too, as content ingestion just adapts. I mean, like a couple of years ago, it was a whole different conversation than what it is now. Now you've got like Twitter's like a competitor up there, like streaming video, right? Like where, against the likes of YouTube. And now you've got like these platforms like Truth, like you're talking about, or Rumble, where, they're taking a more principled stance on things that, is actually, people actually have an appetite for now, which I think it's saying how things are changing in the market. And I think that instead of Brave trying to try to, one off these things, I think, what you're suggesting is a much better approach, where let the creator kind of bring their profiles to us to like support, through their creators account or whatever, and then let the users just kind of like autopilot through. And that's where things like playlists are super cool, because you could have like a different video feed up for each one of these channels as they adapt and roll with it. Like, I think that's a great feedback and comment too, because we're also seeing too, like, I mean, a lot more people are doing podcast content and other types of long form stuff where there are multiple options to view these things, and a lot of them are through a browser. And so, I mean, this is all opportunity for BAT to like be utilized more across the board. And that's why it requires, I think, a broader look at like, now that things are going on chain more and more, like how can we leverage that in a way that works really well for the creator and also for the users. C-Ray.
Yeah, I just asked in chat, but I wanted to get in. When we talked about that block survey or whatever, is that something that you guys mind everyone sharing on social media or like Brave community, or was that more just a quieter for those that's on the call, basically?
I'm cool with it. Well, Jenny, I don't want to speak out of turn, but what's the
I think it's all right that you share it on social media. Let me, before you do though, let me double check with Chris. I know Drew had a conversation with Chris about it, and Chris was open to us sharing it in the Discord, which, we have tens of thousands of people in there. So he was open to us sharing it there, but so, I don't
put it there, like put it in community. Yeah. Just don't tweet it or whatever until we hear more, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably okay for now.
Okay, so the only reason I'm asking, I have a topic that I try to update as far as everybody asking. So we're saying good to post on at least the one on Brave Community, or still hold off until you talk to Chris?
I'd say it's fine to post on community. The one requirement on the form, though, is that people are going to need to not just provide their payment ID, but also a Discord username. And we're doing that so that we can update people on their whitelist status in Discord. So that's the only thing I'll say is, people on community may not have Discords, but if they want to test, then they should make one and join our Discord community anyway. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in there anyway, but also it'll enable us to, track them down if anything goes wrong, or if we want to, notify people about updates to the whitelist or anything else like that. So
Awesome.
All right, thanks.
Hate to cut it off early, but we're a minute over. We'll be back 1 week from today. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you all very much for joining today, and I'll see you all online. Take care.
See you, everyone.
Good night.
Recording
Bye, everyone.
has
Take care.
stopped.